Hail Lord Ganesh. Hey Tubies, this is Psychic Bob. Oh, it's so awesome to be with you. Well, it's Saturday, and I'm here today just looking at my new pendant I got. This is from India. It's made of solid brass. It's Lord Ganesh. He's a Hindu god who I just love. I call him the Horn Lord of the Hindus. And even though I'm Wiccan, I worship Lord Ganesh as one of my gods. So he is so awesome. He brings good luck to people, blessing. He's also, I found out, considered to be the god of psychics. So if you're a psychic, especially if you live in India, Lord Ganesh is your god. And since I'm a psychic, I'm going to have Lord Ganesh. I've got him on my team. So I'm wearing his pendant today. You guys can see how you like that. Isn't that cool? Anyways, I put it on an orange cord because orange is a holy color. In the Hindu tradition, orange is a purifying color. It's the power of fire and the sun god. And sometimes Lord Ganesh is associated with the sun god as well. So anyways, I got Lord Ganesh. I am so glad you guys are here. Well, also today, because I'm into my bling, I'm again wearing my Navaratna bracelet. This is my bracelet I just got. It's a jewels, astrological jewels. And if you want to learn about that, make sure to see yesterday's video. I did a whole video yesterday on Friday about Navaratna. So that's in the queue right before this one. Definitely check it out. Well, guys, I'm glad you're here today. And, it's time for our Saturday seance. Last week, I was on a tight schedule, and I just taught a brief class, and I didn't do a channeling. And I promised you this week we'd do a channeling. Again, I'm on a tight schedule. So what I decided this week is I'm going to skip the class part, and we'll just have a channeling so I can at least get something out to you today. So anyways, welcome. Now, let me tell you about our seances. I am a spiritualist medium. And as a spiritualist medium, I am a channel, a trance channel, or a trance medium. When we say trance, that's spelled Trance, which means that I go into a trance state. And when I'm in a trance state, spirits overshadow my consciousness. They take temporary control of them and they speak through me. Now, if you've never seen channeling before, it may seem a little strange, and it is, I suppose, to a degree. But you know what? It doesn't hurt. It's actually a very peaceful experience for me, and I love it. So, anyways, if you were here in my house, which in a sense you are, I would say, pull up your chairs and make a little circle here around us, and we're going to have a little seance circle tonight. And, this form of channeling, trance mediumship, you don't see it very often anymore. But it used to be all the rage back in the heyday of the Spiritualist Church. And I am a spiritualist as well as a Wiccan, so I practice both religions. And I find that they work well together for me. So if you're saying, well, what's the pinnacles back there if you're a spiritualist? It's because I'm a Wiccan, but I also am a spiritualist. And they're technically two different faiths, but they share a lot of similarities and a lot of overlap. So I practice both. I started out as a spiritualist, a member of the Spiritualist Church, and eventually I moved on to Wicca because I felt more called to that. But my spiritualist roots never left me, and they're still with me. So today we're going to see what the spirit world has. So now when I channel, I like to dim the lights. So I'm going to bring down the lights here, make it a little dimmer, and then we'll see what the spirit people have. So just pull up your chairs here. I'm going to take down the lights now, and hopefully we'll get some good experiences here. Anyways, I hope you guys can see me. It's a little dark. Maybe we'll lighten it just a tad bit. Okay. So, I'll see you when I get back. there we go. I think we're in the body. Oh, greetings to all of you. This is Fletcher. We're so happy to be back amongst you. Whenever we in the spirit world get a chance to come over and visit with you, oh, we're so happy. Well, we got a lot of high energy around here today, and I think we'll get a good clear transmission. I've got a few other souls that won't be wanting to speak to you, so I'll be stepping from the body. This is Fletcher, over and out. Good afternoon. Fletcher, I do believe we have maintained contact with the body. It is our wish that all of you out there may be able to hear us. When we of the spirit world wish to enter into a medium's vibration, it takes much adjustment, when we must lower our vibration in order to connect with the medium. The medium must raise his vibration to connect with us. And eventually, if we are fortunate, we will find the right frequency and it will allow us to come through and speak to you. Those of us who reside over in this realm, in the spirit realm, we have great concern for the earth. Many of us look upon the earth now, and we see that many people are lost, confused, and have forgotten who they are. Please understand that each of you are on a mission. You are on a mission for the journey of your soul to grow in knowledge and in light, and in turn to share that knowledge and that light with all that you encounter. Some of you here today will say that your lives are worthless. You will say that there is no value in your human life. Do not make this mistake. All souls come from infinite intelligence. The very mind of the Creator created you, and you exist in eternity. Your earthly sojourn is but a short journey into another realm. When you enter into the earth realm, you are blinded, and you forget who you are and where you come from. This blindness, this amnesia, is necessary in order for you to fully be immersed in the reality of the world in which you find yourself. The material world has many challenges, as many of you are well aware. In the material realm, things are not automatically given to you. You must work for them. And this is done so that the human will understand the value of things. With everything to be given to you, you should have no appreciation. Perhaps some of you know people who are very wealthy, and perhaps they've given their children everything. All of their lives, the children have had more money, clothing, food, luxuries beyond belief. And what happens to such children? Because they have not had to work for anything, they therefore do not appreciate it. Now, we're not saying that all children are this way, but there are cases in which people, when given so much, forget how generous their benefactors have been and become to expect these things. Never having had to work, they do not appreciate the value. And so it is, this is why when you come into the material world, you enter with nothing. It is the saying that one enters this life with nothing and one leaves with nothing. This is not only a saying, it is a veritable truth. Some of the wealthy people in the past believed that they could take their treasure with them. Thus we see in the ancient Egyptian culture the tombs filled with gold and jewels and precious objects and ointments. This was a mistaken view that one could bring one's treasure from the earth with one. In the spiritual world, all wealth is created. It is created through the value of the mind. It is created through the harmony of the soul. As you think, there you are. If you enter the spirit world believing yourself to be a pauper, having no value and no ability, this is how you shall arrive here. People arrive in the spirit world clothed only in a simple white sheet, and they wonder where their robes of gold are. Many churches on the earth tell people that when you die, you will ascend into mansions of glory, that you will wear jeweled clothing and walk streets of gold, and that you will have everything that you desire. This is not so, for in the spirit world all things are earned by merit. The merit is your own growth, your own mental capacity to create your reality. This is why thoughts are considered so important. As you think, so you are. If you believe that you have within yourself goodness to bring good into the world, if you believe within yourself that you can create change, this is a spiritual power. Not only shall you manifest many great things upon the earth, that power shall travel with you when you return back to the spirit world. It is true that over here in our world there are beings who have great homes, mansions if you will, and they do live in areas with streets of gold. But these are only because they have developed themselves to such a degree that they can manifest this reality. In the spirit world, none is neglected nor abandoned nor turned against, but the truth of who and what you are is made manifest here. As I said, when one first arrives, one is wearing only a simple white robe. It is not a robe of silk or fine fabrics or embroidered with jewels or gold. It is simple plain white. This white robe reflects the true nature of who you are. You are spirit at your substance. Some will say, but Alfred, can souls enter the spirit world naked, without any clothing? Yes, this is true. But depending upon your temperament and culture, we will provide clothing as necessary. For some to arrive in the spirit world in a state of no clothing is really no problem at all. They're quite comfortable in their bodies, and their spirit body is a reflection of the material body. But most of us in the earth, at least during our sojourns upon the earth, were indoctrinated with a sense of modesty and a sense of embarrassment at being totally naked in front of others. And so we recognize this human trait that carries over into the spirit world. So you're given a simple white robe. Some souls arrive here and they say, look at these people wearing robes it looks as if they're woven from pure gold and diamonds, and they sparkle with the light more brilliant than the sun. These are the souls who have developed their minds, who have advanced in spiritual awareness, that they can create a reality to their own liking. Understand, though, that it is not a creation of selfishness. One does not get ahead through thinking only of oneself. The beauty of the spirit world is that all the beauty is manifest by love. As you serve others, you create an environment of love, and therefore you yourself will reap the benefits of love. Here the word is service, not self. If you serve others, if you serve in love and forget the self, then you will have joy and success. But do not wait until you come to the spirit world to begin this process. No, begin it upon the earth. Think of those of whom you can be service to. Perhaps an elderly person near where you live may need somebody to drive them to the store to purchase bread and milk. Perhaps there is an injured person who needs you to help them walk so that they can strengthen their legs. Perhaps your service could be teaching a young child who is behind in school to learn to read and to write. All of these methods of service not only honor the body and the mind, they also honor the spirit within. If you should look about yourself and realize that you are surrounded by beings who have an eternal spark of divinity, how would that change your perception? It's very easy to get into the simple mindset of saying, oh, that crazy lady who lives down the way, we don't want to talk to her. But you know that that crazy lady, or so you call her crazy down the way, may be very loved by the Creator. Infinite intelligence may work mightily through that person. And when you sit in judgment of them and reject them as strange because they hold ideas different than yours, you miss an opportunity, one, to engage in love, another opportunity to engage in service. And in so doing, you also cast judgment, which rebounds upon yourself. Over here, you will not be judged by anyone when you return to the spirit world, but you will be made to see yourself as you truly are. If you practice compassion, kindness, and peace, when you return for your life review, this is what you shall receive: kindness, compassion, and peace. If you practice a life of judgment and condemnation, then when you return to the spirit world, you will experience judgment and condemnation. No, the judgment and condemnation are not from God nor from other spirits, but they are the creation of your own mind. You shall reap as you sow. So think in these terms, because each day you have an opportunity to act in compassion, act in wisdom and kindness. This is the greatest form of spirituality. Many souls, when they first arrive in the spirit world, arrive here preaching and praying. They're acting fanatical, singing hymns and dancing. That energy slowly starts to wane as they realize that there is no God here to sit in judgment or to be impressed. Yes, there is a Godhead, as we've called it, infinite intelligence. But this presence is one that one slowly gathers itself towards and enters into. It is not that you arrive in instant rapport. No, even the souls here must advance to receive a more direct communion with infinite intelligence. So understand that each day that you spend upon the earth, you're building your mind, you're building your spirit. If you love others and are of service to those in need, you shall grow in the light. And when you come here, you will not have to wear only a simply plain white robe. You may fashion yourself in any manner that you so desire. If you desire a mansion in heaven, build one on earth. But do not build it for yourself, build it for those in need. Build the mansion of love, of support, of friendship. That is the true mansion. And when you roam in the mansion of love, the whole world is available to you, and the place is one filled of much joy. You create your reality now, and then when you return to our world, you have great power to create here. Fletcher tells me there are others who wish to speak. I must step from the body. If you wish to call upon me, which I do hope you will, my name is Alfred. Oh, give us just a moment. We've got to get control of the medium's vibration to let the next person come through. Greetings, my dears. This is Rose. Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here with all of you. Whenever I have the opportunity to listen to Alfred, I tell you, my dears, I learn so very, very much. I wish that during my earthly term I had been such a deep thinker as he is. No, I spent my life always worrying about the outer world, the material things of life, and never really having much joy, nor at least imparting much joy to others. I think back now to all the wealth that I had, and I could have spent a lot more and made a lot more people joyful. You know, it's not that you must go spend lots of money to make an impact on the earth, but what you must do is act in love. This is what my life lacked when I was on the earth. I thought only of my own problems, only of my own self. But I never made an effort to help others, at least not much. I mean, I suppose I did give to charity some. Yes, I did, but it was really more for the tax advantage, if I'm truly honest, and it was more for social image, you know. I used to know if I'd make a big donation to some charities, my name would be written up in the local newspaper. And you know, being in the society columns is very important to me in that life. Oh, I tell you, my dear, when I arrived in the spirit world, I learned very, very quickly that all of that does not count for much here. In the spirit world, your power is love. Your power is the development of your mind. Education is so very important. All the knowledge that you acquire on earth will come with you here to the spirit world. Over here we had vast libraries, and in these libraries you can study the Akashic records. You can understand history and all the energies behind it, the motivations of each party involved. You can understand history in a three-dimensional way that is not possible upon the earth. But to truly appreciate it, one must come with a mind open to learning. And if you spend your earthly life cultivating your mind, When you arrive at the spirit world, you will be ready to receive the next level of knowledge. So if you're saying today, Rose, I see no practical purpose in continuing education. I know how to read and write. I don't need any other knowledge. Oh, my dears, you should never stop learning. You know, on earth, my biggest mistake was that I was closed to learning. As many of you know, I travelled to India in my day, and I met some of the most famous swamis of the time. And they would say, Rose, let us teach you of the spiritual life. I said, I have no interest in that bunk, you know, I don't have time for it. Show me where I can get a good drink. You see, I bypassed some of the most ancient wisdom by the masters directly offered to me, or the mere pleasure of some gin and a little bit of prestige in the social papers. My dears, do not make that mistake with your lives. Do not seek the things of vanity, but seek the things of love. It is veritably true that the only thing that comes with you here is your good deeds. As Alfred said earlier, the money is not possible to bring with you. In my earthly life I had great wealth, but where is that wealth now? Most of it is spent, and what remains is distributed among relatives. Yes, my dears, I still have family members on the earth. I will not identify them at this time, for it would create many problems if it were to be known who I really am. You know me as Rose, but that is not my actual name. I have another name, and were I to express it to you, it should create many problems, not only for our medium, but for my family to remain as well. We are still rather prominent in the United Kingdom. That's all I care to say on that. But the point that I wish to make is that I spent my earthly life seeking only material things. Oh, I did believe in God to a degree, and my vicar did say, Rose, when in need, pray. And I suppose I did pray somewhat, my dears, but not in the way that I should have. Let your prayer be from the heart. Don't always call and ask God for something. Say, God, I need more money. God, I need a new car. Oh, it's true that you may need all of this. But would it not be better to simply say, Divine Spirit, Infinite Intelligence, I love you. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for this time that I can learn upon the earth. If you cultivate an attitude of thanksgiving and appreciation, where this will take you far in life. There are many people on the earth today who are, how shall I say it, they're caught up in the concept of self-aggrandizement and self-focus, much to the chagrin of those of us in the spirit world who would rather see them reach out in love. So, my dears, do not think only of self, think of others. And if you begin that process, you will become closer not only to your own self, you will understand and have empathy with others suffering. And this in turn will make you spiritually profound, and you will be in harmony with those of us in the spirit world. Fletcher says our medium's power is starting to wane, so I shall not stay much longer. But we do, my dears, thank you for allowing us to come. This medium is so very generous to allow us to use his body as a vehicle for us to transport our words to you. We do hope that each of you will remember to call upon us. Oh, my dear, the power's starting to go, so I must be brief now. But do please call upon me, and you will know me by the name of Rose. Please, my dears, let me help you. Let me help you walk closer in the light. The power's starting to go, and therefore I shall go. And I look forward to speak to you again. Rose. Well, Tubies, I tell you, I love having the opportunity to to trance channel. Whenever the spirit people come through, it really always just uplifts me, nourishes my soul, makes me feel good. You know, I tell people, and it's true, I get as much out of these seance sessions as you, because when I go back and watch the tapes of what transpired, I'm blown away. A lot of times when I channel, you know, I'll hear little bits of it, but really I'm very disconnected, so I don't always know what comes through, and I don't know it when I wake up all that's happened. So I actually go back and study the tapes as well. So I'm glad you're here. Listen, if you've enjoyed this today, you might want to pop over to my website, www.psychicbob.com or robert-hickman.com. Same place. The link will be below. Pick up a copy of my book, Messages from Rose. This talks about my work with my spirit guide, Rose, my work as a psychic medium. Probably my favorite book. You'll get a lot out of this. This talks about my early days working as a psychic and some of the adventures I had. So definitely check this book out. We've got others over at my website. I am a published author. Ouija Mysteries, Psychic Bob's Book of Spells, Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. All of this and more over at www.psychicbob.com. And listen, if you are looking to find out if you're on the right track, if you want to get some spiritual guidance and help, you might want to consider investing in a private reading. A private reading is you and me one-on-one for a full hour. And we cover everything: past lives, present life, future situations. We look at your spirit guides. We bring over messages from them. We bring over messages from deceased loved ones who come through. We talk about your life mission, what you're here to do. You know, a lot of you have been calling saying that you're mystical travelers, or you think you are. We've been looking into that, so I've enjoyed that as well. So, you know, if you want to get on my schedule for a private reading, feel free to give me a call at my office, 703-825-3929. We'll get you on. I still have openings for this upcoming week. If you want to learn more about my work, definitely visit my website, psychicbob.com, and you can read about my work as a medium. I would love the chance to sit down with you and do a private session, so please contact me. Anyways, guys, I'm so glad you're here. Listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. Tomorrow is Sunday, and that means we're going to have the witching hour. That's right. And we're going to talk about the mystical power of the witch hat. Remember the big hat like the witches wear, the cone? Well, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to have our whole panel share about their experiences with the witch hat and hear about your thoughts about that as well. We'll also be doing Wiccan Q&A. So make sure to come out to the witching hour. It's going to be live at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. That's 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific time in North America. And if you're in Europe, it's 1 a.m. London time, 2 a.m. Paris, France time, and Germany time as well. So I hope that you'll come out and join us for the witching hour. We're going to have a live show. It'll be live broadcast. So just come here to Spirit Channel at 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and you'll be in on a live broadcast. We look forward to having you here. You guys are the best. Listen, thanks again for being here. If you didn't get a chance, definitely go over to my channel and see yesterday's video where I talk about this bracelet, the Navaratna, the mystic jewels of the zodiac. That's in the queue right before this. You guys are the best. I love you. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the witching hour. And until then, may you all always blessed be.